The relationship between India and Pakistan has been marked by conflict and mistrust since their independence in 1947. At the heart of this tension lies the disputed region of Kashmir. Both countries claim this strategically important territory in its entirety. However, they each control only a part of it. This disagreement has led to 3 major wars and numerous smaller conflicts over the decades. The unresolved status of Kashmir continues to cast a long shadow over any prospects for peace and cooperation between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The people of Kashmir have borne the brunt of this enduring conflict. They have faced displacement, violence, and human rights violations. The region remains heavily militarized on both sides of the line of control, which serves as the de facto border. Despite international efforts to mediate a lasting solution, the Kashmir issue remains a volatile flashpoint with the potential to ignite a wider conflagration in South Asia. The recent escalation of tension serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace in the region. The aspirations of the Kashmiri people themselves remain a critical, yet often overlooked aspect of the conflict. Their voices and perspectives are essential for any viable solution to be reached. However, finding a resolution that satisfies all parties involved, India, Pakistan, and the Kashmiri people themselves, remains an elusive goal. The international community must continue to encourage dialogue and diplomacy to prevent further suffering and create a more stable and prosperous future for the region. The complex history of the Kashmir conflict underscores the need for a nuanced understanding of the issues at play. Simplistic narratives and blame games will not bring about a lasting solution. Instead, a sustained and multifaceted approach is required, one that addresses the historical grievances, political realities, and human aspirations of all stakeholders. Tensions between India and Pakistan escalated dramatically in recent weeks. This followed a deadly attack on April 22, 2025, in Indian-administered Kashmir. The attack claimed the lives of 26 people. India blamed Pakistan for the attack, alleging its neighbor provided support to the perpetrators. Pakistan denied any involvement in the incident. However, the stage was set for a dangerous cycle of retaliation and counter-retaliation. On May 7, 2025, India launched airstrikes against what it claimed were terrorist camps operating in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. These strikes marked a significant escalation in the conflict. They were the first such strikes carried out by India since the Balakot airstrikes in 2019. Pakistan condemned the strikes as an act of aggression and vowed to respond. According to Pakistani officials, the strikes resulted in civilian casualties, further inflaming tensions. In a dramatic turn of events, Pakistan claimed to have shot down 5 Indian fighter jets that crossed into its airspace. These claims, if true, would represent a significant military victory for Pakistan. The types of aircraft allegedly downed included French-made Rafale jets, considered to be among India's most advanced fighter aircraft. The Pakistani military also claimed to have captured an Indian pilot. This further heightened concerns about a rapid escalation of the conflict. India, however, disputed Pakistan's claims. While acknowledging the loss of 1 aircraft, India denied that any of its jets were shot down by Pakistani forces. Instead, India attributed the loss to a technical malfunction. The conflicting narratives from both sides made it difficult to ascertain the true extent of the aerial engagement and the losses incurred by either side. This incident highlights the dangers of miscalculation and the potential for misunderstandings to spiral out of control in such a volatile environment. The recent escalation of the India-Pakistan conflict has been accompanied by a deluge of misinformation and propaganda. Social media platforms in particular have become battlegrounds for competing narratives. Both sides have been accused of spreading false or misleading information to shape public opinion and demonize the other. This digital fog of war further complicates efforts to understand the situation on the ground and can exacerbate tensions. One notable example of misinformation involves the alleged downing of Indian fighter jets. Numerous images and videos circulating online claim to show downed Indian aircraft or the aftermath of bombings. However, many of these have been debunked by fact-checkers as fake or taken out of context. For instance, videos of Iranian missiles hitting Israel were misrepresented as Indian missiles striking Pakistan. Similarly, footage from a video game was falsely claimed to show a Pakistani jet shooting down an Indian aircraft. The spread of misinformation is not limited to images and videos. False claims about troop movements, casualty figures, and the use of chemical weapons have also proliferated online. These fabrications often exploit pre-existing biases and prejudices, further deepening the divide between the two sides. The rapid and widespread dissemination of such misinformation poses a serious threat to peace and stability in the region. It is crucial for individuals to exercise caution and critical thinking when encountering information about the conflict online. Verifying information from multiple credible sources, being wary of sensationalized or emotionally charged content, and cross-referencing images and videos are essential steps to avoid falling prey to propaganda and misinformation. The international community has responded to the escalating tensions between India and Pakistan with growing alarm. World leaders and international organizations have called for restraint and dialogue to prevent the situation from spiraling further out of control. The United Nations Security Council held an emergency meeting to discuss the crisis. However, deep divisions among the permanent members prevented the adoption of a joint statement. The United States, a key ally to both India and Pakistan, has urged de-escalation and a return to dialogue. The European Union echoed these sentiments, emphasizing the need for a peaceful resolution through diplomatic channels. China, a close partner of Pakistan, has called for both sides to exercise restraint and avoid actions that could further inflame tensions. Russia, which enjoys strong ties with India, has also called for dialogue and a peaceful settlement of the dispute. Beyond the geopolitical implications, the humanitarian cost of the conflict remains a major concern. The recent escalation has resulted in civilian casualties on both sides of the line of control. The displacement of civilians living near the de facto border adds to the humanitarian toll. Access to essential services, including healthcare and education, has also been disrupted in affected areas. The international community must prioritize the protection of civilians and ensure unimpeded access for humanitarian aid organizations working in the region. It is imperative that all parties to the conflict adhere to international humanitarian law and take all necessary measures to protect civilians and civilian infrastructure from harm. A lasting solution to the Kashmir conflict will require not only addressing the political and territorial disputes, but also addressing the humanitarian needs of those caught in the crossfire.